Franny is adjusting our sails because we are sailing right now.
Marina after the vessel calling.
We're not really sailing, we're motor sailing. But we do have the head sail out, the Genoa out, and our wind keeps popping up and up and up. So it's, but it's pretty variable.
Marina after the vessel calling. Captain, come back.
Yeah, we need to turn that down.
So,
Cure test, cure test, cure test. Station, stop station, stop station.
It's a little busy right now.
yeah, a little crazy out there. So, how's our sail doing? Not so great. Yeah.
Motor sailing right now. Gotcha.
So,
Island Marina, the vessel calling. Can we go up 1 to 17? 17.
yeah, please do something. All right, there's great. So,
Yeah, get off his channel.
yeah, holy cow. All right, so, okay, so, sorry, it's kind of just in the middle of other things. So we've got an apparent wind angle of about 36, 37 degrees, which is awfully tight for us. Actually, anything less than 40 is pretty tight. And let's see, our apparent wind is 17, our true is 12. So we're doing the best we can with this thing. I'm having the hardest time keeping, here I'll show you, let me show you what's going on here. So take a look at the telltales up there. So the outer telltales, the ones on the outside of the sail, are doing great. They're streaming back, they're doing their thing. The one on the insides are pointed upward and kind of, they're luffing. So also, let's see, what does the sail itself look like? It's not too bad, but we're so tight. I mean, I could run this in a smidgen more maybe, but it's really hard to get those guys, the inner ones, to be flying properly. Now the top ones, really hard to see. They're way up there. They're just above the spreader, the lower spreader. So let's see. I don't know if you can see them or not. It's hard for me to even see them actually. The same sort of deal. The outer ones are flying. The outer one is flying fine. The inner one is pointing straight up. So that's I think what that is a sail shape issue. And we do have a small problem here with our Genoa car. We can't move it aft at all because if we do, then the jib sheet interferes with the enclosure. That's something we need to get fixed. But this is damn tight too. This is just crazy tight. Feels like a piece of wood. It's insane. So I don't know. We're just I'm trying to get these sails tuned a little bit.
Right. So learning and
Just trying to figure out how to do that on this boat.
exactly. Yeah, and then we have these outside interferences like the incorrect windshield.
Yeah, so
Something
that's
like
a
that.
problem. I don't know what else to do. So we're at 35 degrees as well. So I don't know, 34. I really can't pull that in much tighter than that. It's about as tight as it'll go. So if anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. Whatever you think. For that sort of situation. I think what I need to do is let's see, I think I need to move the jib carb aft to pull the sail and get a little bit of the twist out of it. I think it's a little baggy. I think that's why the inner telltales are flopping all over the place. But we're making 8-ish knots. And we've got the engines both going at 2,000.
Here, we'll let you see the instruments. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we're making 8.1, something like that. We're in 52 feet of water, something like that. That's what our wind looks like. It's just a little crazy. 30.
Oh yeah. It's not a good point of sale for us.
No, it's not. So, and we're on a course hold as well, so not on a wind hold or anything like that. Engines are both running at 2,000 RPM-ish, something like that.
Yep.
This one
Motor
as well.
sailing.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if there's much we can do about that. I switched my hat because my visor keeps flying off all the time and it's going to go for a swim. Yeah, it's got a little thingy on it, so it'll hold on. But yeah, So we are out here. We're doing it again. We've got, let's see, ETA is in about 2 hours
Yep.
to Fort Pierce. We're trying to figure out where we're going to put the boat. The wind looks like it's going to be all over the place and out of the west and northwest and stuff until Monday, which will be strong out of the south, so we might have to move. I don't know. We've got to figure it
We
out.
can move. We'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
We
been
always
fun.
can use the anchoring practice,
Yeah.
and we've gotten better. I mean, we really
Yeah, we're getting better at it.
we used to drop the anchor, not like it, and then do it again right then and there.
Yep.
So we're getting better first time to charm. Yeah.
Our friends on 2 Tickets, which is a Lagoon 420, I think. 42. Maybe it's a 42. It's 42?
It is quite.
I think it's a 42. Yeah, not a 420, 42. Any rate, they're up ahead of us a little bit. They left a little before we did. Funny, we were sailing up yesterday and pulled it into the anchorage, and there they were. Well, we left them down in Biscayne Bay. So it's funny.
They left us.
Or they left us, I suppose. But it's funny. They had to go up to Lauderdale to do some stuff at Just Cats, and then we didn't know where they were going from there. We know they have to get up to Canaveral, but we pulled in. We're like, this is kind of our spot over here. Oh, there's a boat kind of right where we need to be. And then I look down on the AIS and it says 2 Tickets, and I'm like, how many boats are named 2 Tickets? And as soon as we rounded, I saw their bow graphic. I'm like,
They
oh my God,
waved
it's
at
them,
us.
and they waved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? So this is the funniest coincidence, really.
Yeah.
And let's see. So that was kind of cool. So they're heading up. They're going to Fort Pierce as well. So
Somebody says
Yeah.
we look miserable.
yeah, we are miserable. It's
It's-
awful out here.
Yeah.
It's all this sunshine and fresh air. It's not good for
Actually,
you.
today is pretty good, like yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's been kind of overcast, but it cooled things down, which
Yeah.
is wonderful.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
looks a bit breezy but beautiful. Finally, got to see you live. Woohoo! Well, great.
Yeah, Colorado.
Thanks. So you're from Colorado. Wow. So we had a friend who is looking after our cars in Colorado, and he was going to take the cars out this weekend, but maybe not, huh?
Yeah.
So the weather looks kind of iffy. So it's Colorado. If it's going to be bad, it'll be bad on the weekends. I don't know why that is. I don't know how the weather knows, but. So yeah, it's a beautiful day out. It was a little overcast a little bit ago, and then the clouds have sort of cleared up a bit again. High level clouds, but yeah, we're looking forward to it. So we're gonna. I don't know. Other than that, it's super flat. So
We
here, let me
haven't seen
show
any
you.
dolphins in a while, or any kind of. Did you have a fishing line out?
I do, but let me take you for a little tootle around the boat.
Okay.
Hello from Wales, UK. Hey.
Oh wow.
Hey, Pierre.
Cool.
There we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to take you for a little tootle. There might be some wind noise, so this is really more about the view than anything else. Start back here. This is what a catamaran does. They really don't throw much weight at all. It's really pretty mellow back there. Looks the same on the other side. I have a hand line all the way out here. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to catch anything. I had it out yesterday and didn't get anything either. We have our lifelines up on the stern, our little dinghy all lashed down back there, so it's not going anywhere. All right. The ocean is a beautiful color. It keeps changing. So if it doesn't look like it on the screen, it's a little bit greener than blue. It's more of an aqua greenish color than an aqua blue. And as I look on the phone here, it looks pretty darn blue. But it's more blue in the Gulf Stream, and I think we're kind of almost out of the Gulf Stream. All right, so walking up forward, here's the wind. This is sail. That flappy bit it's out there, so we need to get fixed in Annapolis. It's just a patch. Our sail's in pretty good condition, actually. We had it completely renovated. It's pretty good. You can see here where they fixed a lot of the stitching on it because it was all coming apart. So it was all restitched, which is kind of nice. So here. now we can see those telltales better. We just need to have a chat with ones on the inside, because it just means that they're stalled. It means that the air is coming around the leading edge here, the luff, and it's tripping, and it's not staying attached on the inside, or the little guy would be pointing backwards. So we've just got some issues with that. And then the other little ones are way up at the top there, and they got the same issue. So, all right. Those little 3 dots are reef lines. So when you roll up, when you rotate up the sail and spool it up, you can set number 1, 2, and 3. And that's our little furler there that does all that spinning. Furl up the head sail if you need to. So you're probably wondering, why do you have a fender sitting on top of your trampoline? Well, because it makes a lot of noise. So we have these little metal guys here, and these are loose. They'll move around, and they clink and clank. They clink and clank super bad. So when they do clink and clank, I ran this line through there, but we also keep a fender on top to keep it from bouncing. It just needs to be adjusted. It's just too loose. All right. So there's Heidi up at the helm. She's keeping an eye on me so I don't fall overboard, probably. Maybe. I don't know. The insurance money might work out. We're not certain. The new solar panels here on the port side, these two are 250 watts apiece, and they're in series. So it's 500 watt little array there. It's its own little array. The other guys are back here. So these guys are the big ones. These are 585 watt bifacials, each on their own controller. That's our little traveler. So we have a traveler system on the boat. Let's see, various safety stuff that's probably really good to have, but who knows if it would actually be used in an actual emergency. Alright. And then just back to our salon. Everything's very quiet in here, actually. Kitties, I think, are downstairs asleep, but yeah, that's the view from inside. We have our ditch bag and our crash bag out. We always keep those out when we're sailing. All right.
State of affairs.
Yeah. So Heidi at the helm here. She's watching everything. And FBs are weird in that the line handling is all, on the other side of what is essentially a hallway over here, which works pretty well. It does take you away from the instruments,
Right.
I think,
True.
but
Really set up for 2 people here.
yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
I very much like it.
But I kind of like the arrangement as well. It keeps the lines away from the helms. They're not draped over into the instruments
Oh,
and
and
things.
we would get lines all over.
Yeah. And honestly, when you're setting the sails, you really shouldn't be looking at that wind instrument really, technically. I don't know. Captain Jen would slap our wrist if we did that, I'm sure. Because you really should be looking at the sail and should have your face into the wind and figure it out. And look at the shape of the sail and the telltales and all that. That's what sets it. Not
Yeah.
some, silly little
Right.
gauge there, that guy there, So,
Yeah. So do we have any questions? No questions?
see if there are any. I don't think there's. That's about it, I think. Yeah, no
Somebody
real
from
questions.
Wales.
Yep, yours.
Here, I know here.
Yeah, so we should probably think of something a little more interesting for these lifestyle time.
Yeah.
But we need to get more creative about that, I guess. We did roll up.
on a topic last time, or before.
We did roll up the enclosure a little bit here to get a little air through. That one's really hard to see through anyway, so we rolled that up, and I do have really cool. I do have the vents open up top, which is really quite cool.
So, well, comment if you're watching this later. We won't probably be doing a live stream for
For a little while.
but then we're going to
doing this.
So we'll definitely, if you have something that you want us to cover while we're out, let
Yeah,
us
just
know.
let us know. Just let us know if there's anything you want to see, or you would like, if you'd like
How
to
we
see us run
prepare.
through it. Yeah, stuff like that. Our
We have a checklist.
Yeah, checklist.
Yeah.
We keep changing or adding things to it or modifying it a little bit, but it's like a two-phase checklist. It's the night before and the day of kind of thing. I do my engine checks, for instance, the night of, so that I'm not running around checking
She
the oil
learned
in
this
the
from
morning.
her dad, who's an airline pilot.
Yeah.
And
So,
I really like it actually, because you can go and look at it, see what's been done. It's really helpful.
yep, we highlight it as we go through it, so it's on Word on the computer, and we just highlight each line as we covered it, and then just move on. So it works really well, I think. We have an arrival checklist as well, because
Yeah.
one of the big things is to turn off priority data for Starlink. So we have to make sure we remember to do that, or
Or
it
to
gets
plug
very
in the
expensive.
cameras to charge, or headsets to charge.
Yeah, turn on your
You
your mooring light,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Stuff like that.
Turn off any nav lights that you might have on. Turn off the instruments. Check the engines. Make sure they're happy enough.
Right.
So there's no water or anything in the village. You want to know about that then, not 2 days from then when you need to take off again. So yeah. Can't think of much else. We're just going to be holed up in Fort Pierce for a few days until the 15th when we get hauled out, and then we're going to do the bottom paint. We're going to look at those hatches. So the two emergency hatches, when they get pummeled, which they do, we do get a little weepage of salt water in there. So
Checklists are.
full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. You want to stay on top of that stuff too. You don't want anything going goofy on you.
Yeah. So those hatches are a big concern.
Yep. I think they just need to be reseeded. I think whatever the sealant is that they use is just turning to goo, and I think we're getting water egress through it. So I think I'm going to end up. They're all through bolted in, so I think I'm going to end up pulling all of the bolts out all the way around, pulling the entire unit out, cleaning it within an inch of its life, and then I need to know what sealant to put on it. These aren't top hatches where I would use butyl tape.
No.
These are not below the water line. They get hammered by water, and so probably it's going to have to be an actual sealant, would be my guess, right? So I don't know. I do need to do a little research on what's the most appropriate thing. Probably something like 4200 or something, I would guess, but gotta check that out. Reattach all of them, and then I want to clean the actual gasket itself, and we'll see if that helps. I hope it does. Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh.
Look at the fuss up here.
All right.
So we got some fuss. So I'm going to give you this.
I'll turn this around and we can film. You can watch Franny.
I don't know quite what to do here. That's not what you can do. Tell us backwinding the tow.
What does it say?
Yeah, less than 30, 28. But still, it's on the port side. Yep.
It's being goofy.
You get something. Well, if it's just going to do that, it's going to problem before sale. So.
We have somebody else on from the UK.
Yeah. I'm trying to get this in. Yeah.
Are you going to pull it in?
Yeah,
All right. So, what Franny's doing right now,
carefully.
she's letting it out carefully. I don't know if you can see it. Way up there you can see our furler going. She's reeling it in. So I'll show you the
You got a little bit of a grab on it.
Yep.
Alright, there we go. That's
all
that.
in. So I'll show you over here rest of this. There's the clutch for it, and that yellow is the furling line. So Franny's got to now end up dealing with it, managing it, getting it tidied up. It's really important to keep your lines tidy. So, and one of the things that she's doing now, which is something that if they get twisted, it's helpful to lay out the line along the deck. She's also putting one loop in front and now one loop in back to also keep it from twisting. That's something that several different people have showed us. It's very helpful. Keep it all nice and neat and tidy. Nice job, Franny. What?
You'll get stuff in the front.
Right.
So it's really important that you keep these lines good and clean, because if they fall back and get underneath the boat, they'll go right into the prop, and then you've got a real big problem.
Right.
Really big problem. You'll lose an engine. You could damage some equipment, all because you just had a big old mess of lines and they just eventually walked off the boat.
Right. Yeah, we don't want that. Right.
There we go.
Back up on the helm. Back up here. See our little stash back here. This is all the items that we keep. A little stash of stuff.
Yeah, we put it out. Why don't you put that
Okay.
out?
Yep. So, what we keep at the helm.
We keep the air horn.
Yep.
This is our portable VHF in case the big one fails.
Right.
Always a pair of binoculars.
Yep.
Super handy. Water.
Yep.
Is almost gone. Our camera, so we can document what's
Right.
going on. And then these guys, the marriage savers, they call these.
They are
these
very
just,
important, actually.
Just Bluetooth headsets. They help a lot. With
Yeah.
anchoring and everything
And
else.
even if you're on a monohull or cat, whatever, get them if you don't have them. They are hugely helpful when it comes to docking or anchoring.
Yeah.
Both. Oh, and then did you show the leash?
Oh, the leash is just for Zeke.
That was for Zeke.
Went up here. He went up here earlier.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Keep track of him.
So it didn't hurt our speed too bad. We're still doing the.
What you pointed out.
We lost maybe a half a knot, which is a bummer, but is what it is, I guess. 7.3, 7.2, 7.8. So now our time, our ETA
Wow, it's
says.
flat seas though. Look at the seas.
Yeah, 147. But yeah, it's really flat out. So you can see out there, just not much going on.
Flat.
It's just gonna be very chill. So
Wish we could get a fish to bite.
yeah.
Well, oops, let's turn back.
Yeah.
That way.
Turn around. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, we just wanted to check in. We
Yeah.
will be underway in probably about 2 weeks. We're going to be heading north, so we'll do more live streams then.
Right out.
Of course, we have a video coming out this weekend. It'll be showing you how we're basically preparing to go north to Annapolis. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, well, thank you, Michael. I was just amazed about how we have learned so much in such a short period of time.
It has
Well,
been a super steep learning curve for
It
sure.
has been, and I think it kind of helped when we started going north and south on these big long passages, and took some very experienced crew members or
Yeah, that
captains
helps a
with
lot.
us.
That was
Yeah.
huge. And then you really have to kind of get out and do it yourself.
Yeah.
So we've been doing that as well. We've been getting out. We just making sure we run through everything. We didn't put the main up today, and maybe we should have just as an exercise, but the wind was just squirrely and weird, and we would end up
I
putting
get
it back
grumpy
down.
about the name. You can talk to Franny about that.
He's not a big fan. But,
Yeah, it's just a big sail, and it seems like as soon as we put it up, we have to take it back down again. And
it's a little more complicated. There's a
It
bit
is.
more to it than that. So
yeah,
all right. Well, if there's any questions or comments, of course, leave them down below, and we'll get to them. We'll take a look at them, and maybe we can answer them on a future live stream.
Yep.
Things
Sure.
like, well, what do you eat? What do you do? What about this? And blah, blah, blah. So anything like those questions, those sort of stuff, just let us know. We'll be happy to answer them on the next one. We'll keep a log of all the questions and things that people ask. So, and also, do you enjoy these? I mean, they're kind of fun for us. Breaks up our day. Gives us
Right.
something to do.
Yeah, let us know if you keep liking the live streams while we're at sea. We
Yeah.
don't think that many other YouTube channels do it, so we're trying to bring you something a little different and exciting.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we end up talking about the same things a lot. So
Seems like, yeah.
if you want to hear about something different or something that we can only answer while we're at sea, then let us know for sure.
Yeah, let us know. So,
Yeah.
all right.
The domain now. Let us watch the adventure. Yeah.
Put it up now and let us
Yeah.
watch the adventure. Yeah, the problem is that our apparent wind angle is only 20 degrees. It would go up and come right, it wouldn't do anything. It just sit there and go waggle,
Yeah.
waggle, 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 put it right back down again.
Right.
So maybe though, in the next live stream or something, we'll do that.
Right.
We'll go ahead and do that. That sounds like fun because we'll have to lock off the camera and let you guys sort of experience live
Yeah, we both are. I mean, we're both
how crazy it is.
busy because I have to be steering the boat to wind and Franny's
Yeah.
putting up the main or
Yeah.
vice versa.
There's
Whatever.
a million little steps it seems. So
Yep.
not a million, but there's several you have to get right.
It's
so.
the same with anchoring. I'd like to be able to bring anchoring to you guys as well. So we'll
Yep.
figure out a way that we can lock off cameras and show our
Yeah, we'll
anchoring
do that. Yeah.
at some point. Yeah. Once we get a little bit better.
Yeah. And that's the other
All
thing
right.
is we're a little stressed when we do it. So, but it'll get better as we do it more. So.
Yeah, it
All
is
right.
always something. You got it. All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yep. Thanks so much.
And we will, tune in on Sunday, obviously. We'll put out a video then, and in maybe a couple weeks you'll see us live again.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Safe travels.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Everyone.